More and more NFL players are getting caught and suspended for gambling on games. Back in April, the league handed out 5 suspensions to players for their gambling. Stanley Bernard III, Jameson Williams, Quintez Cephas, CJ Moore, and Shaka Toney were all suspended by the league. The Detroit Lions were hit hardest by these suspensions. Everyone besides Shaka was on the roster when the punishments came down, with the biggest hit being wide receiver Williams, who was the 12th overall pick in the 2022 draft. Williams and Barry Hill were only suspended for 6 games because it was found out during the league's investigation that they were betting on college game while they were at the team facilities.
Suspended 6 games for gambling on college games from the facility. That's a rule that I think not everybody knew.
For the other 3, however, they were suspended indefinitely, with the minimum being at least 1 year out of the league, as they were caught gambling on the NFL itself. Septis and Moore are gonna need to find new teams to play for as well, if and when they're allowed back into the league. The Lions put out a statement soon after the suspension and came out to say that they were releasing the 2 gamblers. Their gambling problems didn't stop there though, as they also announced that they fired a number of team employees who were also caught gambling on games. The NFL is constantly working to make sure no player or team employee is breaking any of the set out gambling rules by working directly with the sports books that partner with them.
If you pull out your phone and if you pull out the gambling app and you place some bets, the NFL is going to know about it.
They're also able to catch players gambling by the location services you have to use when using the apps, which is what was done in Williams and Barry Hill. They would not have been suspended if they had just gambled on the college games anywhere else other than the team facilities themselves. The NFL's original rules around gambling didn't allow gambling on any professional sports, not just the NFL itself. It has since been updated to allow it on other sports as long as players do it away from the team or any NFL buildings. Players gambling on NFL games is a new and problematic trend in the league, but this isn't the first instance recently of players being hit while trying to make some extra cash on the side. Because back last year, wide receiver Calvin Ridley received an indefinite suspension that lasted a full season when he was caught gambling on NFL games during his time as an Atlanta Falcon. He gambled on games while he was away from the team on a mental health break, which he has described as a sad mistake he made during a dark time. He ended up getting caught because he was gambling under his own name on one of the highly promoted sports gambling apps. The league just reinstated him back in March into being able to play and participate in team activities, and he went on to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, there have been reports that another wave suspension is due to get handed down by the NFL. In a release report, the NFL is currently in the process of investigating some more possible violations of the gambling rules set by the league. The report also revealed new ways that the NFL is using to be able to catch those in the league trying to gamble. Besides the tracking of geolocations, the NFL is partnering with companies that will use AI to constantly check if anyone's on a no betting list, that teams will supply and use any of the apps right away to try to sign up for one. Despite these recent changes, in order to help stop the recent increase in gambling within the league, it's still very hard to track. Players can still easily gamble either using fake personal information or just having someone else play their bets for them. Many have recently pointed out the hypocrisy of big sports leagues like the NFL recently openly welcoming and accepting the gambling industry for their own financial benefit while slamming players who gamble legally with suspensions that hurt the players' wallets. The NFL has addressed these concerns, saying that they constantly give out trainings and warnings to players and members in the league, saying that if you're connected to the NFL, then all you have to do is just not bet on it. They have no tolerance for it and never will be open to it because it will create even more accusations of rigged and thrown games by players or other people involved. But if you hate the NFL,